Do you feel your soul getting ready? As those melodies waft through us, we prepare our heart and our soul and our beings for sacred days of awe. But this Shabbat is Shoftim. It's all about justice, judges, and a legal system which has been put in place to create the order out of the chaos. Have we been feeling some chaos? Yes, that can wreak havoc between people, countries, nations. Our Parshat Shoftim, which actually means judges, gives us the great saying, and I know, Hilda, you love this one. Tzedek, tirdot. Justice shall you pursue. This is also the imagery that we will be in this Parsha. We get it? Like the trees of the field. And so, Wendy, you know about this. Those of you who have sung in the interfaith service. Back in the day, when we could actually gather together, we would celebrate the oneness of all people in this Thanksgiving interfaith event. We would proudly leave the church or the synagogue, whoever was the host at that time. This year, it's Temple Menorah. It will be online. And the words, you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills will break forth before you. There'll be shouts of joy, and all the trees of the field will clap their hands. Well, who is clapping now? We are right here. But where is the justice in a world that has gone awry with the persistence of this pandemic and the sounds of sirens wailing in the distance? This is something we're going to explore more on Yom Kippur. In 2016, I actually looked back out of curiosity because we are reviewing our sermons for the last 5 years on live stream, and I actually had shared this passage from our Parsha on Deuteronomy. Judges and officers you shall place at all your city gates. And then a commentary I shared from Siftei Cohen that I felt was very apropos to now. The human body is a city with 7 gates, 7 portals to the outside world, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and a mouth. Here, too, it is incumbent upon us to place internal judges to discriminate and regulate what should be admitted and what should be kept out, and officers to enforce the judge's decisions. These are words as true today as they were then, and maybe even more so. We need to use all of our senses to discern what is right, what is wrong, and who, when deciding who to trust to lead us. Now remember, I'm not being political either way. Utilizing all of our senses and our internal judges to discern who is best able to provide us appropriate counsel in order for justice to truly be pursued and available, not just for ourselves, but for everyone. We must use all of our senses to sift through the chaos to determine who would be best to preside over all of our gates, personally, collectively, and for the good of all. This parsha tells of how the judges were historically posted at all of the physical gates to discriminate and regulate what should be admitted and what should be kept out. We face this now as a nation with choices that will affect the entire world. As we currently reach to applaud the candidate of our choice, political conventions convene, albeit online, to push their agenda and the person deemed most right for the job. The critical job of leading us all toward a higher state of justice and truth than where we are. And as you look at this, we have to ask ourselves, really, who would want this job? This is a nightmare that we're living through, but we're lucky to have people who care so much, whether Republican or Democrat or independent, who care enough to want to push our country forward. We must remember that everyone is different. Everyone is afforded their right to a point of view of what and who they feel is right to protect their unalienable right to live in a society that is just and true. Our world has been rocked by chaos. Instead of clapping with joy at our freedom and our peace, we find ourselves desperately seeking to overcome a pandemic that has disrupted everything we once knew, and maybe everything we even took for granted. Today is the first day of Elul. Elul, until that sun completely sets. We herald in a month that is devoted to Teshuvah, Heshbon HaNefesh, the accounting of our soul. We return to our most base self, calling for daring introspection and honest reflection to bring forth justice in our lives and on our streets. The trees will clap, and we will be able to break forth in joy when we put ourselves in order and take care of the business at hand. Never before in our lifetime have we been more up close and personal with how much we affect one another now while 6 feet apart. We are interwoven pieces of thread, keeping our tapestry together, where just one single strand can unravel nations and level all peoples around the globe. For justice to be pursued, we must look to ourselves. We must start first in our own home, the home in our own soul, and then, like a tree, branch out from there. We are branches on this tree of life that make up the whole of existence as we know it. We can be rotten to the core, infecting others, or fruitful, branching out to create abundance and joy, like the giving tree. We can keep giving until there's nothing left to give. And our mindset is very important. We can be resentful while others take incessantly, or we can give with open-hearted joy in the delight of having purpose and being able to provide sustenance to those in need. The world that we create is up to us, and the justice we choose to pursue as well. As we stand or sit right now together on the brink of a new year, let us spend this last month searching for truths to be revealed to our souls about how best we can live together, b'yachad, as one people under God, so that liberty and justice will actually be for all. Let us put our differences aside, the disputes that lead to chaos and create the need for judges in the first place. And let us surrender ourselves to the one true judge, to God, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, trusting that the faith we uphold and the teshuvah, the repentance that we seek, will be justified by our actions and our individual collective search. May we behold one another without judgment and seek to forgive and be forgiven any of our trespasses, so that justice will be served and the balance of our world restored. We can do this. It's up to us. May we come out on the other side of this month and this year better for having fought the good fight, holding true to our faith, our ideals, our perspective, while honoring another's. Knowing that true justice will be served if we all pursue it with equal amounts of passion and are mindful of each other's purpose in the grand scheme. We all need each other. The trees in the field will clap, and we will go forth in joy if we do the work necessary, if we stay the course, and we behave justly, being mindful that there is a higher authority or order in the universe that guides us and sustains us. May that force be with us as we prepare ourselves for awe and enlightened awareness in our Yamim Noraim, our days of awe. May these days right now serve us well, and the days ahead devoted to that end. Shabbat Shalom.